Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because I'm going to be trying a new brand to me. I've never tried any products from this brand before, but I've always wanted to. So I am really excited to show you the products that I have here from Moira Cosmetics. I think that's how you pronounce it. I have got a big box of goodies from them with a bunch of super fun products inside. I actually won a giveaway that they were running on their Instagram, which they were running a giveaway on their Instagram to give a few content creators a big box of goodies for July, and I was one of the winners, which was just so exciting. So thank you so much if you were one of the people who tagged me in the comments of that post. So all of the products that I'm going to be sharing with you were included in that giveaway prize, and I did not purchase any of these myself. But obviously, I think you guys know, I will of course be giving you my honest opinions, or at least my honest first impressions, because I haven't even unpacked any of this stuff yet. So I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of unboxing with you, getting all the products out and looking at them, doing some swatching in real time so that we can kind of share the full experience, and then try some of the products on my face. So I've got lips, I've got cheeks, I've got a ton of stuff for eyes, so there's probably more than I will even be able to use in this one video, but I'm really excited to jump in and get started. So if that sounds like fun to you, then just keep watching and let's put some makeup on. Obviously, I've already done base and bronzer and brows because they did send me some blush products. So I've got 3 here. This is the Berry Flirty Blushing Goddess Duo. Looks like it's a little box that kind of flips open here. Oh, cute. So it's got a purple or like a lavender side and a hot pink side. Let's take this plastic off. These definitely look like powder blushes. So a nice kind of velvety powder consistency. That purple one is actually really light. I'd be really interested to see how that looks on the cheeks. Tell me why the yard work always starts when I start filming, like without a doubt. No matter what, it will be completely silent until I turn the camera on, and all of a sudden, weed eaters going off in the background. That purple might actually be too light for you to even see. Let me turn the light away and see if that makes a difference. So very subtle purple, almost more of like a light pink in the way it comes across. It's super, super pretty. And then they also sent 2 of their Love Steady liquid blushes. I think this is a new launch for them. Both of these are in the radiant finish, so I'm assuming there's a matte version of this. So I have the color 05 So Cute and 07 Trust. The packaging for these is so cute. It's kind of reminiscent of the Rare Beauty, but a little bit more like a lip gloss size, which I really like. We've got a nice doe foot applicator, kind of like the Rare Beauty has. Wow. The shade So Cute is super, super bright. I'm gonna blend that out so you can see it as a fuller swatch, but gosh, that is pigmented. Ooh, the shade looks super pretty. Trust. I might have to put that one on my face. Oh my goodness, these are so pigmented. So on the right here is the shade So Cute, and on the left is the shade Trust. Let me turn my lights down. How pretty are those? And I love how reflective they are. They really do have like that dewy finish. This is going to be a tough call. My gut instinct is going toward the shade Trust, but I also don't know what look I'm doing on the eyes yet. So maybe we work backwards and I do my eyes and then choose the blush. I think that's what we do. They sent me so many cute products for the eyes though, so I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I wish you were here so you could tell me in real time, because this is gonna be some tough decisions. Firstly, they sent me 2 of their At a Glance stick shadows. It says 3-in-1 Prime, Define, and Highlight. I have the shade 18 Olive Green. I already have a feeling I'm gonna love that one. And 17 Charcoal Gray. I love all of the Moira packaging. It just looks so nice and sleek and clean, but still really cute and fun. Ooh, and when you open up the shadows, they come to a nice sharp point, if you can see. So let's do a little swatch of these. Oh my gosh, the olive green. Oh, I love it. I love that green so much. It's just, it's got a bit of sparkle to it, but it's just a little bit to make it interesting and pretty. Yeah, the shade charcoal gray doesn't even have as much sparkle to it. It's just like a really pretty sheen, but the olive green one has some gold, yeah, some gold glitter or gold shimmer rather running through. Those are both really pretty, muted, more muted colors, but very wearable. And they also might make for really nice eyeliners as well. So we've got olive green here and charcoal gray. And then they sent me 2 of their Diamond Days liquid shadows. One is in the shade 23 Howdy, and the other one is in the shade 30 Speechless. Really cute packaging. Again, they're like hitting it out of the park with their packaging because I love the holographic lid on these. All right, let's try Howdy first. This one looks like it's gold with some blue shimmer running through. Oh, this is gonna be so pretty. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. It's a gold base with multicolored shimmers. So there is blue, but there's also green and red. Oh my gosh. And I'm not even like a liquid glitter shadow kind of a girly, but that is making my heart sing. Hold on, I'll show you. 1 second. I just gotta swatch this other one. This one is in the shade Speechless, and it looks like more of a rose gold mauve base with maybe a little bit more silver sparkle to it, but it's still got that multicolored sparkle running through. These are stunning. Oh my goodness. So we've got Howdy on this side and Speechless on this side. Can you even see, is the camera even gonna do these justice? I don't know. Oh my gosh. I don't know if the camera is doing them justice, but wow, you can really, really see the multicolored sparkle in real life. Because I swatched them next to each other, I can totally see a couple of looks. So pairing the olive green shadow stick with the more gold of the glitters and pairing the charcoal gray shadow stick with the more kind of mauvey silver. Okay, I'm getting really, really excited. Oh my gosh. And I haven't even opened the palette yet. What are we gonna do? Okay. I'm getting so excited that I'm like sweating, and I haven't even opened the palette yet. They sent a palette. I'm so excited. This is the cutest palette packaging in the world. This is the I'm Falling For You letter series palette, and look at this. It opens like a letter. This is just like the cardboard packaging before you even get to the palette. This is the palette, but the packaging that it comes in is just so cute. I don't want to throw it away. I love it. And they even sent a little, like a blank card in here in an envelope that you can send to somebody. I just think that's adorable. This is what the packaging of the palette looks like. And then when you open it up, so many stunning shades in here. A really nice mix of neutrals and pinky purples. Okay, well, I'm obviously gonna have to swatch this. So we have a lid setting shade called Unexpectedly. Then we have the shade Love Notes, which is sort of just like a pearly beige kind of a color. And then My Love, which looks like a warm glitter, kind of gold glitter topper shade. And then the shade Me and You, a really nice, warm kind of mauvey tan matte. Then we have the shade Sweethearts, which looks like it's gonna be kind of like a rose gold. Ooh, that's pretty. It is. It's more of like a rose gold take on a gold. There's a lot of pink in it. We have the shade For You, which is a nice kind of champagne shimmer shade. In Love, which is a matte rosy pink. And Unconditional, which is just a stunning warm purple kind of shimmer with blue glitter running through it. These shimmers seem like they could really pop on the eyes or be sheared out in a way that looks really pretty. And the mattes seem like they're going to be nice and buildable, but we will see. Okay, so then we have Still Falling, which is a deeper, oh my gosh, guys. Oh my goodness. This is so pretty. It's a deeper purple duochrome to blue. Obsessed with that. The shade My Everything is sort of like a chestnut brown. Soulmates, oh my gosh. The most beautiful, almost purpley toned bronze. In Love. And then Dreamy, which is a really nice, bright, Barbie hot pink shimmer. This color story is so nice. It's perfect for those of you who love neutrals, which I do, especially smoky warm neutrals, but also like to play with color because you've got some really fun duochromes in here. And finally, we've got the shade Everyday, which is like a lighter lavender matte. Lucky, which is a cooler dark brown matte. And Meant to Be. Ooh, that is so pretty. It's kind of a dark taupe, a little bit charcoaly, a little bit cooler. How am I ever going to decide what look to do? My heart is telling me to go for the neutrals, which I know might surprise some of you, but there's just something about these browns, and maybe with a little pop of green from the shadow stick with a little bit of the glitter, the liquid shadow tapped over the top. I think that's what we're gonna do. So let me actually start, because I did put some primer on my lids before coming on camera. So I'm actually gonna start by setting my lid with the shade Unexpectedly, which is the lightest matte in the palette. I can zoom you in a bit. There we go. And I just used my Ulta Beauty matte eyeshadow primer on my lids before hopping on camera. That's a pretty bright matte, like even on my skin tone. So probably won't work as a lid setting shade for a lot of people, but could work as a nice inner corner or brow bone highlight, or to help mix and lighten some of the other mattes. So I'm gonna go in with Me and You, which is the lightest kind of neutral brown matte in the palette. And I'm just gonna start building up my crease here. Now, those of you who watch my channel regularly know that I appreciate a good matte formula. I get excited about my matte eyeshadow sometimes more than I probably should. But so far so good on these. They feel very dry and a little bit, can you even see me? I feel like I need to turn this brightness down. They feel very dry, which I tend to like because it means that they're very blendable. Let's see how the deeper shades work. So I'm gonna take the shade My Everything, which is that warmest chestnut brown color. And I'm just gonna start deepening up the outer corner and the crease. Yeah, this shade definitely comes up a little bit pinkier on the lid, but since I'm pairing it with browns, I'm hoping that it'll just serve as a nice transition. But that's cool that you can use it with the brown neutrals in the palette or with some of the pinks as well. And I think it'll be one of those shades that can kind of reflect whatever other shades are involved in the look. Okay, so those are blending together really nicely. I'm now just gonna go into the shade Lucky, which is that really dark, cooler toned brown matte. And I'm taking it on a pretty fluffy brush, but I'm just barely tapping my brush into there. And I want to cool this back down so that it looks a little bit less pinky red. The true test of a good matte is always a deep shade, and I like the way that this shade is going on and blending almost right away. It does seem to have a bit of a purple undertone to it, which is fine. Even the neutrals in this palette are a little bit not as neutral as you might think. They still have a bit of color to them, which makes sense for the color story of the palette because you can kind of take it really pinky purple with these mattes as well. And they'll take you through any possible look that you are using the palette for, which is nice. So it's not as brown on this outer corner as I kind of thought it would be, but I still think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna grab, what shade am I gonna grab? Let's see. Part of me wants to take Meant to Be. Part of me wants to take Soulmates. Meant to Be is this really kind of cool toned gray taupe. And Soulmates was that more kind of purpley bronze. I think I'm gonna go with Soulmates, and then if I feel like I want to cool it down even more, I'll put a little bit of Meant to Be over it. But I'm just taking that shade on my finger and I'm just gonna press that on the outside half of my lid. No glitter glue or anything, just kind of seeing how these shimmers go on with the finger, and so far I think they go on really, really well just with the finger alone. Oh, I love that shade. I love spicy neutrals where it's like, it looks like a neutral pretty much, but if you get a closer look or in certain lighting, there's a hint of purple or a hint of pink in there. Ooh, love it. Tiny bit of fallout out here, which is absolutely my own fault. And probably a good reason to use a glitter glue with most shimmers, just so you can avoid that altogether, but I'm not too worried about it. So now, potentially a risky move, but I have to do it. I'm gonna use the At Glance Stick Shadow in Olive Green, and I'm just gonna put that, oh, maybe I'm gonna put that on the inner half. It doesn't seem to love being put down over that base shade. Yeah, it does not seem to love that. So, oh wait, maybe it just needs some warming up. And I'm actually gonna take this all along the lower lash line as well. Yeah, it just glides on a lot easier without the powder eyeshadow base underneath it. So maybe something to keep in mind when you grab these is just put them on the bare lid to have the easiest time with application. I'm not loving the way that's looking on the top because it kind of skipped, I guess because it was put on over that base, but that's okay. The bottom looks a lot better. I'm getting a lot more pigment. I'm still just gonna blend it out a bit with the shade just so that it becomes more of a blended vibe and less harsh. But I think on the top lid, what we can do is cover it over with some glitter or some shimmer. I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that shade Soulmates and just kind of blend it into the green slightly. That basically covered it up, but that's okay. It wasn't looking the way I'd envisioned anyway. Yeah, I'm not loving the way that the green looks on the top of the lid, so I've just kind of tried to go over it with that other shade Soulmates, and I think it looks okay, but definitely learned my lesson with these stick shadows. They do not like being mixed too much with powder. Just kind of covered that up, no harm, no foul. I am going to go in though with an inner corner shade now before I put on the glitter topper that I wanted to use. So I'm going to take the shade For You. This is that really pretty kind of muted champagne shimmer. And I'm just going to go right in the inner corner with that. You know what? This might be a mistake, but I'm going to go back in with my shadow stick. I'm going to do a little wing. actually think that might look kind of cool. Yeah, it's working. It's working as eyeliner. So I'm just gonna do a little green wing real quick. And that seems to have worked fine. So it turns out my initial idea to use the shadow stick as a liner was my better of the two that I've tried. Okay, so now let's go in with our liquid shadow. So with liquid shadows, I just never know what's gonna happen if I apply it straight to the lid. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on my hand and then pick up a small amount at a time on my finger to just kind of tap over. And I'm just gonna go primarily in the inner corner where my experiment with the green shadow stick didn't work out so well. And just blend it out. Oh, that's pretty. Really, really love that. Oh, I love the way that glitter looks. I have a couple of the Stila like glitter and glows, but I never use them because I feel like they just don't. Is it that they're too chunky or something? Like this seems like it's a really fine glitter formula to where it just looks magical. Like it just looks like a dusting of glitter over your eyes and there's no like big pieces of glitter. Big, big fan of that glitter. I don't even know how well you're going to be able to see that on camera, but pretty. I really like that. And it did a pretty good job of covering up my mistakes. I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead with the eyes and I'm going to go run and put some mascara on and then I'll jump back on to do blush and lips with you. Okay, we're back. Mascara is done and I cleaned up my under eyes because things were just looking a little messy. But now I am in desperate need of blush and I know which one I'm going to use now. I'm going to go for the Love Steady liquid blush in the shade Trust. I'm thinking this is going to be one of those ones where the tiniest amount of product is going to be more than enough. So I'm just going to put a tiny little dot of this in the palm of my hand. And I'm going to grab a brush and kind of do this trick that I learned from Julia Adams. And then just kind of build up the color that way. I think we can go for a little bit more. If you've watched my videos, you probably know I'm a fan of some strong blush. Especially when I have a deeper eye look on, I just feel like I look unwell until I have a good amount of blush on. And that is a good amount of blush. I definitely got a little confident there on that second layer. In terms of the formula, I mean, I do have like the driest skin in the world, but I'm not noticing that this is especially dewy looking on my face, especially in comparison with like how it looks on my hand. I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's a bit of like reflectiveness there. And on my skin, on my face, it seems to just kind of sink right in, which again, could very much just be me having really dry skin. Or maybe this is one to try applying with a sponge to kind of keep a little bit more of the hydration in the actual product. So yeah, I'll play around more with that to see what my thoughts are on the formula. The color of this one, I was thinking that this was going to be more of a neutral, but it is coming up very much like a flushed pink. Not quite as bubblegum as this other shade called So Cute, but definitely pinker than I anticipated just from looking at it in here, which is not a bad thing. I think it's a really pretty pink color. It's actually really close to the color that I naturally go when I sunburn or like work out super hard or something. So I don't hate the color, but maybe something to note because just upon looking at this in the kind of like frosted glass container, it does look like it's going to be a little bit more neutral, but it is just sort of like a darker, natural flushed pink shade in comparison to the bubblegum pink color. Just as a side note, in between takes while I was doing my mascara, I went to the bathroom to try and wash some of these swatches off. And I've now used soap and micellar water on the liquid blush swatches on the back of my hand. And there are still remnants there. So I'm hoping that means these are really long wearing and they have just great staying power throughout the day, because that is pretty impressive that they stayed on after I scrubbed them with soap under the sink and scrubbed them again with micellar water. So I can report back with more thoughts once I've had a chance to play with these more. I've also been thinking about maybe doing some speed reviews type videos, because I'm not buying a lot of makeup right now, but over the past few months, I feel like I have acquired quite a few new things, and sometimes I use them in videos and then don't really ever talk about them again. So let me know if a speed reviews type video would be helpful. So I can make a list of products that I've shown in videos but haven't updated you on, or if there's a product that you saw me use that you'd like to know my fuller thoughts on, you can let me know that in the comments as well, and I will add it to the list. But now for lips. So in the box, they sent 2 of their signature lipsticks, and I'm really excited about these because it says they are a balm texture plus lip shine. So 2 shades, we have 03 Peach Nude and 01 Nude Chic. Nothing I love more than a hydrating lip product, because a lot of lip products are the opposite. So many of the lip products I have and that I've tried over the years dry the life out of my lips. All right, so let's do some swatches, and please just ignore the blush staining on the back of my hand. Again, with the super adorable packaging. I love these. This one is 01 Nude Chic. Ooh, it is balmy and it is shiny. That looks very promising. And this one is in the shade Peach Nude. So we have Nude Chic and Peach Nude. I think I'm gonna do a combination of the 2 actually. Because Nude Chic looks a little too light and orangey for me, but with this eye look, Peach Nude might come up a little bit dark, so I might just mix them. So let me start by lining my lips. I'm going to use MAC Whirl. Today is a good day to test these as well because my lips are so dry. All right, so lip liner's on and around the majority of my lips, but kind of keeping it to the perimeter, I'm gonna use the deeper of the 2, which is 03 Peach Nude. Yeah, these just glide right on and feel really nice. I have high hopes for these. And then in the center of my lips, I'm gonna take Nude Chic. Okay, that is quite a peachy lip look for me, especially with the really pink blush, but I don't think it's bad. There is a bit of shine to my lips, but they're not overly glossy, if that makes sense. It's more of like a hydrated kind of dewy look rather than like a gloss. They feel really comfortable and lightweight, like very, very thin in texture, which is always good. And they do feel like they're gonna be hydrating, or at least not dehydrating. But I guess this is the finished look. I have to say the look didn't turn out exactly how I was envisioning, but I don't think it's the fault of the products, if that makes sense. Like, let's just do a review, shall we? So eyeshadows in the eyeshadow palette, great quality. I think this is a really, really nice eyeshadow formula. And probably my favorite of the items that I've tried, at least based on first impressions. The mattes are really blendable and buildable. The shimmers, very impactful, and you can just apply them with your finger. No glitter glue, no wet brush, nothing. And I feel like they just look beautiful on the eyes. Of course, I've covered up most of the eyeshadow with the liquid glitter shadows now, but hopefully you could see as I was applying the shadows how easily they went on and blended together. This is one that I can absolutely see myself reaching for day to day, but also reaching for when I want to spice things up and do a little bit more of a colorful, fun, or maybe even like deep and grungy look. So I would be interested in trying more of Moira's eyeshadow palette releases. I think their quality is really, really good. And I think this palette is only like, it's something like $17. So it's really, really affordable for how amazing the quality is and also how nice and cute the packaging is. I feel like the look I've created doesn't really match the vibe of the products. The products are like super cute and girly. But I love that you also have the option to go for something dark and grungy with the color story that's in here as well. So loved the eyeshadow palette. The eyeshadow sticks, I think, have potential. I wouldn't use them in the way that I tried to use them today, which was over top of an eyeshadow primer and a lid setting eyeshadow shade. Because it says that they have that 3-in-1 like primer in them already, I'm thinking that they don't match up well with, you know, all those layers underneath. But I think on a bare lid, I would have had a lot more luck with using these. I do like it as a liner. I think it was fun for today's look to just incorporate a little bit of that green, but probably not the primary way I would use this. I would probably just use this to scribble all over the lid, no primer, no powder underneath, blend in with my finger, and hopefully that would yield a smoother application process. But I do love the colors, and I think the formula is really pretty with just like a subtle sheen to it. So I would like to use these more to see if I can figure out my favorite way to use them. The Diamond Days liquid shadows, wow, in love. I might have just become a glitter girly, and I wasn't one before. So I think these might have converted me to the glitter lifestyle. I just love how fine the glitter particles are. And I think that really does make a huge difference with liquid glitter shadows like this. So the way that I used it today, applying a little bit on my hand and just tapping it on with my finger, is probably the way that I would use it moving forward. Because I just really like that look. I like the particles being kind of spread out in an even sheen across my lid, and I think it looks really, really pretty, even over top of the botched inner corner that I have on my lid right now. I think it kind of saved the day. I like the light that it gives to the eye look. It really catches and bounces light in a super pretty way, and I can't wait to use these more. So yeah, I think that's a pretty high recommendation for me as someone who doesn't tend to reach for liquid glitter products a lot. Unfortunately, I didn't end up using the powder blush duo, but it seems like it's gonna be a nice, pretty standard powder blush formula. I think the colors that they've included in here are really cute. This purple is really unique, and I'm gonna be really interested to see how that translates onto the face. But looking forward to using this one potentially in future videos or maybe in a speed reviews. The Love Steady liquid blushes, I also really enjoyed using these. My only thing with these is that on the packaging it does say that they have a radiant finish, and I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like my blush is coming up pretty matte. So if you are expecting something really dewy and radiant and you purchase one of these, I don't know 100% if that's what you're going to be getting. Again, though, I'm having a really dry skin day, so it could just be me. It could be my application technique, and I'm going to try these with a sponge and maybe just even with my fingers as well to see how that affects the way that it looks on the skin. But all that being said, I do really like the way it looks on the skin. I think it looks pretty. I know the amount I applied and the color doesn't look natural, but when I actually look at my skin and the texture of my skin in the mirror, it looks like my skin, and like my skin is just flushed, which is really nice. But yeah, I would definitely love to try this more candy pink one to see what that looks like on me, so I can report back with more thoughts and feelings on those as well. And then for the lips, these are the signature lipsticks, and I'm really happy that this is the route they chose for their signature lipstick. I'm happy that they didn't go for more of like the classic bullet matte lip formula, just because I'm really loving, and I think a lot of people are loving, more balmy textured products like this. Are they the most shiny ever? No, but I think that the hydrated look and feel that they give to the lips is what's most important there. I'm not super concerned about having like a high gloss shine coming from my lipstick, because you can always add a gloss over top. So no complaints about the signature lipstick. It still feels really comfortable on my lips even as I've been talking. So yeah, something that I would definitely want to throw into one of my handbags and start using on a day-to-day basis to see how I like it. So that is everything. Overall, I'm really excited about this brand and I'm so thankful that I had the chance to try so many of the products from their line. Thank you again to Moira for allowing me to win this giveaway. This is amazing. And thank you to those of you who tagged me on their post. I love you. It just goes to show that even when it feels like you've entered a million giveaways on Instagram and you've never won one, there's always a chance. So I guess we just keep entering them and I'll keep my fingers crossed for all of us. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, opening up some new makeup, trying it out, having some fails or some touch and go moments and trying to bounce back from them, which is how makeup tends to go more often than not for me. Let me know in the comments down below which of these products, if any, you would be the most interested to try. Let me know if you would be interested in a future video where I report back on my experience and my final thoughts about any of these products. I'd be interested to know which products you would want to hear my follow-up feedback on. Give the video a like if you would, if you liked it. That always helps my channel to be pushed out to other people to find new friends. And subscribe if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, which should be up in the next few days. But until then, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.